Hey Ashley, how you doing? Just one nut, you know I love you and I miss you. Um, Sorry about the sandwich. I'm eating a late supper. I need to message you on some things that is happening. This is things that you and I discussed not only here in Maine, but also in Virginia with Margaret. Um, I've hired an attorney. His name is Blair Jones. Um, to help me locate you because I'm not being told anything about you, about our baby, the baby's development. Um, and in return, um, my attorney has hired an investigator who is qualified to investigate paperwork in Virginia and supposedly in Tennessee where you're at. What started all this is recently your mom has logged into your Facebook, and contrary to what you and I discussed and agreed to, the security changes on your Facebook have been changed by your mom. Your friends list is now set to private, etc. And that's something that you and I agreed would not happen. My attorney has clearly stated that Facebook accounts are called private property. Where you are not officially at the residence of Vicky, that means that wherever you're at will have the decision other than yourself to change the security settings, not Vicky. To do so is a private property issue. The reason you and I, obviously, as you know, agreed to keep our Facebook friends list open is so that there's trust between the two of us. Trust that, I'm not communicating with ex-girlfriends, trust that you're not communicating with ex-boyfriends, and the list just goes on. You and I discussed this and agreed to it. I want to let you know ahead of time what's taking place. My attorney has stated that something is not adding up in all of this. The investigator so far has also verified that something's not adding up. That's why we're going to start investigating the hospitals, the group homes, counselors, because based on the Freedom of Information Act, when you and I first got together, you was pregnant with Andrew's child. That means by pregnancy you was emancipated. When you and I got together and we became romantically involved, it was still under the impression that you was pregnant with Andy's kid. Based on that and that alone, based on what the doctor told you at the hospital that you are in fact emancipated during pregnancy, I contacted law enforcement and asked if I was in the wrong. And they had checked on it and verified that at the time, if you was pregnant, and verified, as you all know, by the East Bay Medical Center, that nothing was done wrong. You and I did nothing wrong. Obviously, you had a miscarriage, and neither one of us knew that while we were involved. It's called the grandfathered law. Neither one of us knew the baby was miscarried, therefore the emancipation was still active based on law. Another thing I want to discuss with you is my attorney mentioned something that I'm having a hard job understanding and agreeing with. He said that most likely you are already released. And he's just verifying that it is in fact Vicky who is logging into your Facebook account and Messenger and not you. He asked me what I wanted to do legally on a legal standpoint. And I'm going to tell you exactly what I want to do. I want a status update, a progress report on how you were doing, because you are my girlfriend, I'm your boyfriend. I want to know how our baby is doing, how our baby is developing. Is she healthy? Is there any issues that maybe I need to know about? I am scared to death because I don't know what's going on right now. I just got back from meeting with my attorney. I don't know if I told you his name or not. His name is Blair Jones. He's going to be contacting the investigator tomorrow morning, and he's going to have the investigator start digging extremely deep into paperwork, because under Maine state law, I am allowed to know the progress of our baby girl. That information is not classified as private because I have not been listed as endangerment to any child. There is no custody hearing, there is no restraining order, no protective order. Therefore, I am allowed and required by law, if I request it, to know how our baby is doing, and that's what I'm doing. You and I had talked about this numerous times, and you asked me when the hospital told you that you was pregnant, and we knew it was mine, you asked me, would I ever give up on our baby? Would I ever? And I told you outright, no, I will never give up. I'll die for our baby. And you asked me also, would I ever give up on you? No, I will not give up on you. And I think you understand that now, if you're watching this, because I've been pushing a lot of avenues to locate you. Charlie and I have a very serious disagreement. I came to the conclusion, and in my heart, I know it's the right thing. I don't want him pursuing this anymore. I don't want people like Charlie, people in my past, helping me on this, because it's not healthy for you, it's not healthy for our baby, it's not healthy for me. You and I now have a family together. You, me, and our little baby girl. Granted, she's not born yet, but she is genetically and biologically, from me to you, her. I've been messaging your mom, Vicky, and I'm going to be honest with you. I am not going to lie to you, and I never have, and I never will. I told your mom exactly about our relationship. In other words, I sat down and I decided that 100% honesty with your mom is the only way to go. I know you were scared to do this. I know I was scared to do this. We talked about it for I don't know how long. But the reality is, I needed to be honest with her and let her know how much I do love you. To let her know what our plans were. I have all the notes and the letters, and the whole thing is, I told her outright, I'm not the person I was 25 years ago, and I'm not. I mean, you know this. Granted, I've done a lot of things that are questionable, but I've paid for my mistakes thousands of times over. You and our little baby is not a mistake. I don't give a rat's ass who fucking likes it. Nobody can tell me that you or our little baby is a mistake. Because quite frankly, I'll punch him in the fucking mouth. Our baby is a very precious gift. And I'm going to look you in the eyes and I'm going to tell you this. And I hope that you can see my eyes when I do. Let me get closer. You are not a mistake. Our baby is not a mistake. I fell in love with you for who you are. And I love our baby because our baby is who she is. Our baby. I know that you don't hear me talk about God a lot, but I'm going to state this very openly. There is no question in my heart, in my mind, or anything around me that our baby is a very precious gift from God himself. You and I have lived a fucking horrendous life. You and I have endured things that no human being should ever have to endure. We both were thrown from family to family to family to family, place to place to place. We never knew where we were going to be one day to the other. We never knew what we were going to do. We didn't know if our food was going to be given to us. We didn't know if we were going to be beat or hurt. We both were raped. We both were thrown away. That tells me there was a bond. I truly believe that we were brought together for a very specific reason. And that's because we mirror each other. Well, we're the same. We're similar. Our little baby, she's a gift. She's a precious gem. Priceless. I was asked by my attorney and the investigator together tonight if, in fact, I would ever leave you and abandon the baby. And I was extraordinarily upset at that because I will never do that. I will not walk away from you. I will never walk away from you. I will never walk away from our baby. I will never. My attorney asked me a question that pissed me off, but he had the right to ask. Would I abandon our baby if someone else tried to raise our baby other than you and me? No. But, as I told you before, I will not allow anyone else to raise our baby but you and me. Because you and I agreed with this in the presence of Margaret. You and I agreed to this over the truck stop in front of Jessica, who was the waitress. My attorney's already contacted her. And she remembered us very adamantly because she was the one that was crying when she walked away when you explained the situation to her. The other thing I want to say on here is that I do have a crib, I do have a bassinet, I have a stroller, I have ungodly amounts of baby clothes from newborn up to 6 months. I haven't got the toys yet, but I'm working on that. I don't know about mobiles. I was told that's something that all babies love, but I don't know what's appropriate for a little girl, so I'm going to let you make that choice. I just wanted to make this video and let you know that I have some serious concerns about what's going on. And the only reason I've hired an attorney, and the only reason my attorney Blair has hired an investigator, is because something is not adding up. For some reason, I haven't heard from you. For some reason, I haven't been able to be in contact with you. And he's checked on all avenues. I am not listed as a threat to you whatsoever. And therefore, you should actually be allowed to contact me. When your profile, your Facebook profile settings were changed, I didn't realize that. When my attorney started checking on that, he clearly stated that Facebook is actually personal property, and the only people that are allowed to change the security settings are people you authorize to and yourself. And Facebook can, if they find that it's whatever, a security violation, they can do it automatically. My attorney is contacting Facebook, and he's requesting all information as to when it was changed and who changed it. Because you are not at Vicky's in Auburn, that means you did not change it. Because obviously, as you well know, Vicky clearly stated to me she hasn't been able to talk with you at all. Period. You and I made an agreement, and I represented that to my attorney, and he checked on the guidelines that he knew about by law. And if anybody else changed your security settings other than yourself without permission, that's a very serious violation. That's a felony. But I don't want to pursue that. I just want to find out. And don't take this the wrong way. This is not me saying this. This is what my attorney asked. My attorney asked the following question. Is it Vicky Austin, Auburn, Maine, who changed the security settings and is logging into your accounts and discussing things with me, or is it you? I don't believe it's you. I never did. But my attorney is checking on this, and the investigator is checking on this. I need to find out why I'm not being told about our baby, why I'm not being told about you. You and I are in a very serious relationship. We now are having a family. That's extraordinarily important, and that's very vital. So I just wanted to touch bases with you, let you know what's going on, let you know I do love you. I always will love you. I never will stop loving you. I also want to, hold on. That's my attorney. Finally, the investigator is on his way to Virginia. And I wanted to show you that so you'll see for yourself. I'm not bullshitting anybody. I have no reason to. Just like I explained to Vicky in a video, it's a very lengthy video, I don't have time to play bullshit games. I don't have time to lie to people. You and our baby and me are a family now. The bullshit games are done for my past. Fuck that bullshit. But it's time that I step up to the plate and I push every avenue possible. Because I know the promise you promised me that we would always be together unless somebody died, and that our baby would be raised by us and only us. And that for the first time in your life, you felt truly loved because you knew I never hurt you. And you also know that I don't allow or tolerate abusive women. As you clearly saw, what happened. All right, kiddo. I'm going to finish eating my sandwich. I have to contact my attorney, and I miss you so fucking much, sweetheart. I miss looking in your eyes and you calling me babe. I miss cuddling with you. I miss feeling your head right here. And I miss putting my hand on your tummy, caressing your tummy with the baby. Those things will happen again soon. Have faith in that, sweetheart. Because this is one man right here who is very resourceful. I will find a way. Now I'm doing it legally. But I will find ways other than that if necessary. I love you, sweetheart. And to our precious little girl, I love you too. And I always will. I love you both. I love you both.